Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, solid steppers. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. This would be nice if I could get my ass in the right gear. Ooh, let's hope this is not foreshadowing or a motif that's going to flow throughout the remainder of the day. But anyway, headed to go get it again. Outstanding day, phenomenal month. I'm trying to understand why this dude just read a red light. Very interesting. I see Florida's finest is already at it. Okay, moving on. So, let's get it popping, let's get it popping. Today is going to be an exciting day in South Florida for Miss Ward and crew. I'm going to grab my driver today. The gentleman's going to be riding with me and assisting me in my travels today and experiences. It's going to be hilarious. But anyway, I want to send a shout out to WORKIZ, Melissa and Hannah, my two favorite chicks over there who are always putting me on blast. Love you guys. Enjoyed the interviews, both of them. I'm going to post in the comments some interviews, my consulting links, and, you know, of course my Cash App, because y'all been getting game for free. Y'all need to, you know, tithe a little. Plant your seeds in fertile soil. You know how it go. But anyway, this morning's topic is going to be about priorities. Do you have your priorities in order? And when I say that, I'm referring to business, life, and all that comes with that. All right, so this morning was a 5 a.m. morning. Last night I went to bed, well, I tried to lay down about 9, 10 o'clock. Got back up at about 11:30. Did some work, crashed again at maybe about 1:30. Right now, my biggest concern right now is about really taking care of my health. I'm going to always do well in business. That's a given because that happens to be my gift. I just have to stay consistent just like everybody else. Have your priorities in order and know what you need to do to win in every area of your life. So let's start with what I do, appliance repair. I chose this particular profession at this point in my life. I like to call it my second wind, because you know, as you go through your career or build your, you know, do your thing early in life, if you don't start as a business owner and you end up as one, you know, my goal was to take everything that I learned and apply it and make sure that I'm profitable and productive in my second, what I like to call my second wind. So in order to do that, these are the priorities Miss Ward had to put in place. First, I had to get my mindset, and I think that most people don't really understand the importance of your mindset. There are many ways to address that. Me, I like to, number one, surround myself with go-getters. So if you're in an environment and you immerse yourself in an environment with other people who are striving and getting it done, and let me explain something to you. That level of environment is going to change. Like, you might start up with a group of people and some people get to the next level, some people don't. You got to leave those other people where they were, because they have their own process and their own methods of getting there. That you don't ridicule them, you just allow them to be them while you continue to soar in your way. And I've learned that, you know, there's some people that even helped me get to an X, Y, and Z level I had to release simply because they were really, for lack of a better word, dead weight. I couldn't continue to reach for my goals and train and coach them because they didn't have the same drive and ambition, or didn't grasp it as quickly as I did. And I'm not knocking anybody, because I'm sure some people did that with me. There were plenty of people early on in my life, professionally and personally, that saw things in me I didn't see in myself, and they were basically beating me in the head with a stick, and they were frustrated because they're like, she is so gifted, like she could really do this, she could be this, but she just, I don't know what to do with her. And what it was I had to go in and relearn and retrain myself. So now I'm very selective of who I share my space mentally and spiritually with, and economically, you know. And that's important, because you have to realize whatever you're surrounded with is taking your energy. It's either lifting it or lowering it. There's no in between. There's no such thing as your energy staying stagnant. I don't believe in that. And I feel that if you believe in growth, whatever you focus on will grow. Now, you got people out here with a hustler mentality, and that's cute, but Can you take that hustler mentality and change it into a business that's lucrative and legal? Is the key, and that's going to pay generations to come. And that's what my goal is. So as I stated, the mindset is always key. Once you handle that mindset, and you need to immerse yourself in the subconscious, power of the subconscious mind, Think and Grow Rich. There's so many books out here that can affect that. You just have to choose what you want to do, and you have to immerse yourself in it. I remember when I was working for a company, and I was traveling 300 days out of the year, my entire vehicle became a seminar. It became my next level of education, continuing education. And every time I got in the car, I would pop in something to enhance my brain. A lot of that came from the fact that I was not just managing myself and a small group of people, but as I went through the corporate ladder, my groups, I was responsible for more and more people and more divisions and districts and things of that nature. So I had to basically do my Wharton School education, in the car, because of course my company always provided training opportunities and things to enhance us. You see, I'm trying to get over, clown. Out of control. Unreal. All right, I'm trying not to shoot a bird, but it'll be all right. So I was always enhancing my education, not just through the job by, of course, Dale Carnegie. I had an opportunity to go through the Franklin Covey system, just a lot of things that exposed me to structure and discipline in the business. But you know how it is, you can take a horse to water, you can't make them drink. I had to learn how to apply and discipline myself. So prime example, when I worked for this company, and I had multiple locations. I had basically the state of Florida at one time, and I had the entire state. And at one time I had the entire state of Georgia. And in order to cover those areas, I was really a hands-on regional manager. So I would go in and I would make it my business to see my reports at least a minimum of 7 to 10 times a month. And I was covering huge territories. And so that was a big deal because I knew that I needed to be present. I had been given markets that were struggling and territories that may have been at the bottom of the food chain. They didn't have the right support systems in place. They had really given up on the people. And I always had what they call opportunity projects, which is why it's so easy for me to do what I do now, because with limited resources. And that just was the way it was. I was paid very well because I had the ability to go in and revive some things. And it was always the same situation where employees were not given the proper training, they weren't supported, and they weren't understood. One thing you will learn about people is people crave discipline and order, because because they can't, a lot of people can't do it for themselves. So when you bring that to the table, and when you wear you rule with an iron fist but wear a velvet glove, it's a different game. Because I really cared about my people, but I was very stern with them. But I was present, not just in word and deed, but in physical, a proximity. And proximity, as my girl Erica Williams, Clancy Climb, shout out, one of my mentors, proximity is key, and just exposing people and being there and supporting them and watching them grow, particularly when you see opportunity in them. So all those skills have helped me in what I do now. And I always remember that I was the odd one, always, in business and life and education growing up. So there were people who saw something in me, and they really took the time, no matter how trifling I was, to help me. So I will always pay homage and always be respectful and always tell them how much I love and appreciate them, and I thank God for them. Shout out to Pat Sullivan, Rick Marrera, you guys know who you are, Bill Inkin. I'm telling you, these are men that were in my life, and they saw something in me, and I really appreciate it, man. But anyway, let me get back to where I was. Going back to priorities, you got to get your mindset in order. Once you get your mindset in order, then you got to apply that discipline. And see, all that comes easy once you get that mindset. Like, you're going to have to get your physical game together. You're going to have to build your stamina so you can be up and about. You're going to have to be able to invest relentless amount of time and hours in your craft, whatever that is. These are things that you must do in order to excel. In order to manage this business, not only do I have to run it, but I have to study it because it's not my original craft. So I have to study it in a way, like I just got in a big, not even a big argument because I run this, but one of my guys, every time he turns around, he wants to recommend an evaporator. And I'm like, next time you recommend an evaporator and it's not needed, you won't work here. Because at the end of the day, it's like, it's his crutch, because in his past, that was his deal. Evaporator. I'm like, dude, I'm about to knock you out. You know, I go diagnose it. And when I diagnose it, I'm so anal, I double check my diagnosis. I even call people who've been doing it longer to verify it. And this clown wants to try me. But at the end of the day, I understand that I have to manage him accordingly. I have to put my foot down and tell him, look, you haven't seen the unit. Next time you say it usually is, it's going to be a problem. Because until you inspect this unit and give me critical information, we're not moving forward. This is why most of our jobs, I go out and I diagnose them myself and then dispatch them to my staff. Now, there are some guys that I send out and they do it. But some of my clientele, I'm just very, not only particular, I just do not want a recall, and I don't want something misdiagnosed. I don't want to deal with the headache that comes with that drama, because that's a whole nother drama. You know, and that's what I mean about being on top of your game. You got other people. I mean, I had to learn this because last year I lost a lot of money because I had people working with me who weren't diagnosing properly. They were parts changers, and it cost me a lot of money, which all goes back to the discipline of investing in your education, and the discipline of investing in your craft, and the discipline of managing people to a standard to protect your brand. Once again, I keep trying to explain priorities. So with that said, I think I've given y'all enough game, and I will continue this tomorrow. Right now, I'm almost to my destination, and I need to get focused on the game so I can hit my own goals. But thank you again for joining me this morning. And as always, Miss Ward is still out here stepping. Love you guys to death. Be blessed, and I'll holler at you.